Green Rat.
Fluorescent Green Rat, okay.
I devised that in 1991 to enter in a competition in Quebec. And 89, yeah. And I placed second in the harrowing category for the World Fly Time Championship.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was
Actually, that was the evolution of a fly that I call the fluorescent green stonefly.
Okay.
And this right here comes pretty close to the green stone that we see on the rivers, all our West Coast rivers, on the freestone rivers during later June, August, and July. All around there. Yep. So you know that fluorescent green is a really good fly on any of our rivers. And actually, that fly is really doing well up in Quebec too.
Okay.
Real favorite up on the Cupid River on the Anticassione.
Okay, folks. So again, last week we didn't get the opportunity to run through the materials, so we will run through them now, and maybe you guys got most of these gathered. What we're going to need. Okay, the hook is a number 2 code M. The thread is a fluorescent green 6/0 fly master. The tag is flat gold tinsel. The body, the rear half, is fluorescent green floss veiled with strands of fluorescent green SLF hanks. And the front half is a fluorescent green and SLF dubbing. Okay, the rib is oval gold tinsel over the front half only. And the wings are gray squirrel dyed fluorescent green. The hackle is grizzly dyed fluorescent green, collar style. And the head is fluorescent green thread with dots on each side, of course, simulating the eyes.
Right on.
There you have it. Lots of fluorescent green in this one.
Yeah, they won't miss this one, I guarantee you.
Okay. All right, Bob, what do you say we have a go at it? And,
okay.
I think it's take a while to do this particular one. Or?
Yeah, it's fairly complicated. Okay, about 2/3 of the way down to the end of the return, we're just going to just come over it. And I'm just going to warm my thread down a bit. And I'm just going to, now I'm using 6/0 thread here. I like to use fluorescent green when I'm doing this fly throughout the whole tying process. And when I get down just before the half, I'm going to start putting in my tag material. And what I'm going to do, Gary, is I'm going to wrap this as an underbody to the green floss, the rear half of the body. Now the reason why I do that is so that the dark shank won't be showing through the green floss when it gets wet. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just start it with 4 turns, and before I wrap, I will lay down some cement.
I've seen some fluorescent green flies. Usually, I don't know, but usually. Now, this is probably more the most fluorescent green I've seen. Usually it's the body.
Yeah, just the body, hey?
This one here is quite a bit.
Yeah. Okay, I'll come around halfway between the point and the barrel, okay? And I'll get my tag in, and now what I'll do is 1, 2, 3. I'll undo 3 turns that were tied in place, and I'll just start wrapping this down. Nice, close, even turns. And till I meet the tinsel. Now that tinsel's starting to slip out of my finger. There we go. Okay. I'll get down to where the tinsel and thread meet, and I'll just snug up on it and almost stretch it a little bit and make 1, 2 turns in place, okay? And that's our tag and underbody complete. Now we never specified an underbody in the dressing, but that's what we have there, right? And that's a good idea to put on a lot of flies that are using light colored floss bodies, right? Lay down either at least a white underbody with white thread, and preferably a tinsel underbody.
And again, just to cover the darkness when you get wet.
Exactly. You just kept that for 6 weeks. Huh?
You get your heard that, folks.
Yeah. Okay, now we just got that tied in with 2 turns, and what I'm going to do now, actually, is I'm going to wrap that up and bury it with my tying thread, okay? Now, I'm going to flatten that thread a bit. And just keep winding and winding it down. Okay. So we get to the halfway mark. Now, how do you get the halfway mark? Use your scissors as a caliper. I'll get 1 or 2 more wraps. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to clip this out because it's bound down for half the shank length. It ain't going to get pulled out,
No.
If it does, the fish can have it. After putting all that much effort into it.
It might be the fish, could be the birch. Could be alder.
Might happen to you, but it never happens to me.
Oh, I don't know.
Not very often.
I don't remember.
I said that one time down in New York when I was down fishing the beaver kill. And I never lose flies. And being on the beaver killing, I was picking flies out of the bushes left, right, and center. Okay, now I'm just going to flatten that and wrap it. That's fluorescent one-strand bangles. Nice tapered body. Again, slim at the rear, and we'll work up so that we're going to have a little bit thicker at the shoulder. Well, in this case, it's going to be the half, let's say, right? So I'll call that 1, 2 turns. Now, what are we going to find next? So I'm going to have some gold tinsel, I guess. This is going to be my rib.
We're into the, I guess, just about the 3rd week or so now of the ice fishing. I haven't had an opportunity to get out yet, but I have been talking to some boys who've been out and just off a meal out and this type of thing, you know.
Good.
So I'm sure the viewers are going to pop us along a few photos soon on some of this.
Yes,
stuff.
good.
And we're going to get out, of course, ourselves.
Yeah. I can't wait to tell you the truth.
Yeah, of course. Catch a few fish.
Okay, I just stripped down the, I'll just cut off a little bit of this excess tinsel. I just stripped the core down just to lessen the bulk of the front of the fly. They're fairly heavy materials going in, right? Okay, what I've got done there now is I got the rib tied in on the far side. Now I'm going to put in some SLF hanks for the underwing. Now, ordinarily I used just floss over here, and I would put crystal flash in the underwing, but I found this is just as brilliant and translucent as crystal flash, and it's a lot easier to work with.
Okay, the SLF, which is simply the brand name on this.
Yeah, synthetic living fiber, it's called actually. So we're coming almost to the end of our tail, and I'll make 1, 2 turns in place. I'll just bury that down full length. It doesn't have to go all the way to the return loop because we're using a fur body, and it's not as critical to get as smooth an underbody.
No,
no, it's a little uneven anyway, right? There we go. Leave it to the side. We'll toss this away. My waist roll. My imaginary waist roll. I'm welcome to folks here now. It's all going on my pants.
Oh, mess you got down here.
Oh, my. There we go. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll wind up a good length of thread, double it. I'll come back because I'm going to make a doubling loop here now. Okay, and we'll go right here. Now, here we go. Look, that's it, boy. You're taking care of me today. Now, I didn't bring down any wax, liquid wax, or excuse me, my overtones, or.
Didn't forget it. You just didn't bring it.
I forgot. But I can put my flex in it, which works just as good or even better, actually. Right? Just lay a bit down, and it doesn't have to be extremely scooped up. And I'll just take a little section, run it lengthwise. We're not trying to achieve a picked out body, so we want to run it lengthwise pretty
light.
Oh yes, but you'll see now as I wrap it, that'll make a nice full body as it is. Full enough, for this particular fly. I'll just spin it to the right. A while now you can see that hair or that the fur is being trapped in between the threads. It can't be pulled out. Okay, watch now. I'll twist it in one direction. If I'd started twisting and then twisting off the other way, I'd be doing exactly what I just said. I'll be twisting off, which negates what you're doing in the first place. Now here we go. See, that's plenty of fur on that. Right? Isn't that a beautiful color, though?
Fluorescent green was really well.
Well, that's a substitute for seal's fur, and that's even more translucent than seal. And it's easier to work with, too. Okay, we'll just wrap that green piece like that, I guess. What?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'll leave that alone.
Now, didn't that go on nice look? See? I'm pleased with that, I must say. I can still appreciate when I do a good job on a fly, you know?
Yeah.
When certain steps come out. People say, well, you have to tying thousands of flies, you know, it must become past 80, and not the case. Okay, now we're just going to wrap that tinsel for 5 turns. 2, 3, 4, 5, lay it on. Sometimes 4, sometimes 5 on the front. Just depends on the mood on me. Okay, and what I'll do here, Gary, is I'm just going to whip it. I usually do that. If I use the same color thread throughout the whole process, I'll just 1, 2, 3, 4. Just whip it in, just secure it after the body. That way you make it a little bit more durable for it, okay?
Sure. Good stuff.
Think of that.
Okay, folks, so we're keeping along there. That's, like I said, good stuff there. What we're going to do now is get into our G. Loomis tip of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have it.
The Tip of the Week, brought to you by G. Loomis of Canada Limited, where technology and performance meet.
Okay, this week's tip is here in the studio. What do we got, Rob?
Okay, it's very simple. Why I use the threads I use. Now, you'll see mainly that I use 3/0 threads when I'm constructing the body materials and whatever,
Yep.
and then I'll switch over to 6/0. Now, 3/0 is a heavier thread, but it does flatten well, and it paints the shank really quickly. I mean, I can get all tore up trying to get use 6/0 and fill in all the little gaps and this, that, and everything else. It will do it, but I mean, 3/0 is just a lot quicker, right? Mm-hmm. On size 2 and 4, below number 4, I'll usually use 6/0. Again, 3/0 is a larger size of the threads. Now, again, I use 6/0 on really detailed work, sometimes on even on my classic flies in the body, but I'll always use 6/0 up around the heads, which is a smaller threads, so that will give me a nice small head, right? Another thing about the threads I use Danville's because it flattens so well. A lot of the new threads on the market are polyester spun threads, which you can't take the twist out properly. Mm-hmm. Now, they might be fine for dry flies or even doing bodies, full seals for body flies, but when I want something that makes a nice smooth underbody, I'll go to Danville's.
Okay. Thank you for that.
How ready to roll?
Ready to roll, sir.
Okay, we got a few materials to go back into this fly, and we want to get our photo contest in and the dressing at the end of the show, we're going to...
Yeah, last week we were a little less. So.
Yeah, so what I've done is I've just prepared the materials beforehand. Okay, we'll lay it up on top. This is going to be our wing. Now, usually I had an underwing of crystal flash, but again, I'll dispense with that because I use this synthetic living fiber hanks in the underwing, or in the body veiling, so it does a pretty good job of both, right? Okay, now what I'll do here is I'll take this in thirds. 1, 2, 3. I'll just wrap back a couple of turns. Okay. Now I'll come forward a little bit. Move that wing down a little bit more. Here we go. Now, in the dressing that we gave, I never specified this, but I'm going to lay it in because the dressing, this is optional, jungle top cheeks. But we'll lay it in anyway. Makes it dresses up the fly a bit, you know?
Yeah, I always that was a lot for a fly.
Yep.
At least, at the very least for appearance. So.
Oh, sure. And that's all important.
Well, that's what it's all about, I guess.
Yeah. If you don't have confidence in that fly, forget it. On the side, a little high on that one. Okay. So, look at in place, see? Well, it won't. It's not in right. Undo it, do it over top now. Okay. Now, do that like that. 1, 2. Wrap back a couple of times. It's sticking off the side of the wing a little bit. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, not bad at all. Okay, what I'll do is I'll clip these down at the end of the head, not right up to where I got them tied off, because I want to bury those fibers off. Now, what we'll do here, Gary, is we got the hackle all doubled and everything. I'll just tie that in there. Voice over and just clip out that tool. I don't mind the head on this particular fly being a little bit big because the head on a little green stonefly is one of the most prominent features of that fly, you know, and those little black dots, right? So what I usually do with this fly to finish it off is I'll lip finish it, of course, and then what I do is I'll give it 2 coats of clear lacquer, and I'll put my eyes in with black cement, and then I'll give another coat over, okay? And what we'll do here now is we'll just lip finish it off.
Answer. Good. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Okay, as I mentioned, of course, you'd put the eyes in a little later. We did mention the eyes, and it's on the fly we showed at the beginning.
Sure.